Travis Wayne Goodsell. One last video, I guess, for the evening. One of the counts that I said that I could have added that I didn't get to add was 18 USC 241, as that's since Thursday reminded me that it's still an ongoing condition. It's a conspiracy against rights, and that's where the victim of crime is intimidated if they are trying to perform their constitutional rights. In my case, back in 2008, I filed, according to the First Amendment, a lawsuit against the church and the government of Utah, for which I filed it. And they intimidated me with arresting me and charging me as a terrorist. So they violated my rights in that respect. When people protest, you need to take them to court. Don't allow them to have you plead guilty so that you can go back to your lives. You're protesting because of government corruption. So stand up for your rights. 18 USC 241. Your First Amendment guarantees you the right to protest if the government is arresting you instead. And that, if we can get millions of people across this land to constantly demand a trial under this law, we can stop the government arresting people for protesting, for filing lawsuits, for being intimidated by the government and the police. And so, if you've been watching my other videos, you know that the lawyers for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints had received my complaint through Rule 4D, which is the waiver of summons. I was approved for informa pauperis, but the Judge First, is refusing to grant the order. And so I can't do it myself unless I pay a service processor. And I can't pay a service processor because I qualified for informa pauperis for a reason. And the judge knows this. They are ordered to grant the order because of it. And so I filed the waiver of summons instead, as I finally figured it out how to do it. But since filing, other actions have been taken against me that would harm my lawsuit against the church, that is attempting to intimidate me to drop the lawsuit. And like I told you in the other videos, I can't drop the lawsuit. It's all or nothing. I can't just say, oh, I was wrong. Oh, I don't know. I guess I can't go through with it. I'm scared. I can't do that. That would be stupid. I have to do it. I have to stop the abuse. I cannot allow anyone to abuse me. Not the church, not those who are thinking they are defending the church. And so I am standing up for myself. I will not be intimidated, but I get to claim intimidation, sure enough. But the other counts are far more serious in my lawsuit. So this could be easily added numerous times for the numerous people involved, but it's minor in comparison. I threw in some other minor stuff too, like I said, but all I need is treason, war crimes, RICO, and we're good. Because the evidence I show you here on the video, as I've been doing lately, on all my videos is sufficient. And like I was telling you, that's why the church lawyers are refusing to return my copy of the waiver of summons, because they're supposed to immediately return it. They don't have 30 days to return the waiver of summons. They have 30 days to respond to the court. They have no choice but to return the waiver of summons. It says right on the waiver of summons, which I was told in the law to send a copy of with the waiver, that I can send it first-class mail. They cannot claim, oh, we got lost in the mail, oh well, we didn't get it, oh, you have to dismiss the case, Your Honor, we weren't served. Nope. I've got the receipts, I've been doing the videos, showing you guys that I did it, and so there's more than enough evidence that it was sent, and according to Rule 4, it's not on me, it's on them. Plus, they already know they'll lose a lawsuit. They can't play ignorant. And so for them to refuse to send the waiver of summons is part of their intimidation. Because during this time, a number of things have happened that have been attempts to intimidate me further. And of course, it's not the lawyers doing it. It's not the church doing it. It's others in positions of trust. YouTube, for example. The former Valley Behavioral Health employee, for example. My property manager, for another example. All of these are attempts to intimidate me. That's why I was doing the videos talking about how when you Mormons attack me, when you put thumbs down, when you commit crimes on behalf of the church, you are getting the church in trouble. Now, Mormons, do you want to get the church in trouble? No, you don't. See, those who have left the church and don't want anything to do with the church anymore, they're not going to come after me so that they get the church in trouble. They're most likely shocked, first of all, but if they understood that I won and it's over, they'd be cheering and encouraging me. Now, the church is having protesters from BYU about the new handbook law that contradicts BYU's attempt to reverse their policy at BYU, so that victims of rape don't get punished, and students who decide they want to be outed as gay don't get kicked out from BYU as well. But I did the video informing them that they need to protest in a different location and recommended the places to do their protests. But it doesn't matter if the lawyers actually ordered YouTube, Percy, Samantha to intimidate me as they've been doing, because it's a lawsuit. And the defense has to make sure that I'm protected, because their client is going to get in worse trouble. But criminal organizations are not known for backing off from intimidating the victims of the prosecution. Yeah, it's very clear, and the timings is too coincidental to not know that that's what they're doing. And so for each attack of intimidation against me, I've responded to show that it's me who's actually being attacked, victimized. And so I expect YouTube to eventually overturn their decision, but I'm not as worried on that one, because they've already shut down that channel. But Percy, he's got to go now. He can no longer stay here. He should have been gone way back when it first started, but he was protected by the police. But he then violated the protection of the police by coming after me a year later. So he doesn't get police protection anymore. And so attacking me is a third-degree felony. Yay! Now he gets to be a felon. He has been arrested before, so I was calling him a felon on my website, and a terrorist because he was causing terror to the residents here, lying to them to have them turn on me, because he wasn't doing it, because the police told him he can't contact me. So instead he went to my other neighbors in the building and intimidated them that I was I was out to get them or something. And so the tenants were like, "What? Travis has been here for 4 years back then. He's been good to everybody here." But again, who do they believe? He's in a position of trust, and I'm just the other person that's here. And I hope they're catching on that he's a compulsive liar. But he should have been removed back then for what he did. But because of the police interference, he was not able to be brought to justice. But this time, oops, nope, I got it recorded. And so his lies to try to hurt me and intimidate me are going to backfire on him, as Samantha, who also contributed to the intimidation against me, also has not replied to my informing her, I have a recording. There's nothing on the recording that matches what the accusation is. So, oops. And so what she's done is attack me according to the complaint that I was attacking Percy. So, oops. She loses her job too, as I submitted both of them to Adult Protective Services, because again, third-degree felony for messing with me. And they have a category for intimidation because of that. And so I checked the boxes that applied. And so I hope to hear from them soon. But I also contacted Samantha's boss, who protected her over the mold incident in my air unit that never got replaced the whole summer and into the fall, which caused damage to my right leg because of the allergen rash. And so yeah, she's in a tough place now, because all my complaints previously about Samantha, she has no choice now, because I've got the evidence. She blew it, and I got her for retaliation too, for other instances recently. So yeah, she's toast. And it's unfortunate because they did it at the wrong time. People are losing their jobs right now. The Fed dropped the interest rate, so we don't get savings interest anymore. It takes some time for the banks, I guess, to adjust, but I don't know. I don't have savings. You got to be rich to have savings. And so they're going to lose their jobs permanently during a time where they aren't going to be able to find another job. That's how serious it is when you intimidate somebody else on behalf of the church lawyers. Because it was just, the timing, it's just, no, I don't believe it was separate, isolated incident. Because they've been trying ever since Bishop Reed Hammond first made his assault on me to intimidate me to withdraw my video from YouTube, or why am I bothering going to church anymore? And so I don't respond to extortion. I haven't gone back. And now the church is closed. And so it's just unbelievable. The church is behaving exactly like a crime organization, where the lawyers reach out to intimidate people and say, hey, go get dirt on him. Do us a favor, though. It's just, everybody wants to be the president, I guess. He got away with it, why can't we? So I understand, Mormons, the church is over. Find a new religion. I recommend not pursuing the Vallow Daybell religion, or not Christopher. He didn't really form a religion, he just published a book. But there's Denver Snuffer. Yeah, don't follow him. He's not a religion. He's just a cult following. Who else actually formed a religion recently? Brian David Murphy, or not Murphy. Brian David Mitchell just was a family cult, polygamous family cult, kidnapping 14-year-old Elizabeth Smart, and then raping her and holding her hostage. Yeah, I don't really, well, now, there's no real religions that I know of that branch off. I mean, the Tanners, they became a Christian religion, the Utah Lighthouse Ministry. The Bakers left the church to become Christian and then became Jewish. So, yeah, most just go to a mainstream Christian group that is close by. Nobody really goes off the deep end and forms their own religion like the Daybells did. So, alrighty. That's basically it. I just have to keep warning Mormons that the church is not true. I bear you that witness, my solemn witness, and testify that the church is false. I mean, if you're going to argue from your point of view, my thing that I just said should go, so it's just a matter of opinion then, I guess. Oh well, you're welcome to your opinion, we're welcome to ours. No, I'm sorry, Mormons. You got yours wrong in the first place. That's why I was mocking you with mine. Mine was a real testimony. You never had a testimony because you never produced the fruit. The church has prevented you from seeking the fruit. They've prevented you from studying church history, studying other scriptures, studying ancient languages. studying the doctrine. You have to accept whatever you are told. You cannot come up with your own doctrines. You cannot identify errors in the doctrines. And so, whatever the leaders tell you to do, you have to do. And unfortunately, there are hundreds and hundreds of leaders that we have as masters. You can only serve one. You cannot serve millions. So, alrighty. It's almost 6. I think 6 is when Homeland starts. Maybe I'll see that. I mean, soon we're not going to have any TV to watch because actors and actresses won't have a job to go to act in. And so that's coming. That could easily affect the fall. So we'll have to see how much damage the coronavirus is actually going to do. But just understand, I will not be intimidated. I am going to see this through until the church gives up the church, either by handing me the keys or by selling everything and giving me the balance. That's my request for relief. And this is serious, because what they did to me in 2008 is serious. I mean, we're talking war, crime, treason, serious. There's the evidence. You saw it. You can't do that to an American citizen without severe punishment. But this is a civil case because Mormons in positions of authority are refusing to go after the church for these serious crimes. But once I win the lawsuit, or once it's official that I've won, then the church is going to be vulnerable to criminal prosecution. So that's why the church is running scared and trying to intimidate other people to come after me. It's not going to work. The church has fallen. It's not going to fall. It has fallen. They just have a poster board over it to make it appear like it's still standing. But inwardly, it's fallen. You know, like a whitewashed sepulchre. Recognize where that comes from? The New Testament is that mistranslated book. We don't trust that one. Isn't there a Book of Mormon passage about that, though? Let's check. I gotta search. Sepulchre. Beeps if I don't spell it right. There's 24. We got Genesis that talks about it. Bunch in Luke, John, Acts, Romans. Oh, Nephi. Buried in a sepulchre. Hey, I remember telling my elders quorum president here when I found the Egyptian documents that of Zenos and Zenoch. Yes, Mormons, I found their documents. The Book of Mormon is true. Hallelujah. Except for Bishop Nehum too. Found his records. Bishop Hammond, however, said, no, I don't know why you bother coming to church. Don't post these videos. Only the president of the church can find them. See here, right in verse 10 of 1 Nephi chapter 19. And the God of our fathers, who were led out of Egypt, out of bondage, and also were preserved in the wilderness by him, yea, the God of Abraham, and of Isaac, and of Jacob. Were they different gods or the same gods? Why? yieldeth himself according to the words of the angel as a man into the hands of wicked men, to be lifted up according to the words of Enoch, found it, and to be crucified according to the words of Nahum, found it, and to be buried in a sepulchre according to the words of Zenos, found it, which he spake concerning the 3 days of darkness, found it, which should be a sign given of his death, unto those who should inhabit the isles of the sea, more especially given unto those who are of the house of Israel. I found them. Literally, I found them. They are Egyptian documents, just as the Book of Mormon tells us. Wow, the Book of Mormon's true, even though it's plagiarized. So, this particular part's not plagiarized completely. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I'm pretty sure it comes from the Bible, but yeah. And people think, oh, well, the made up names, and that's ridiculous. No, I found them, Egyptian. That's my whole theory that I figured out as I discovered that the Bible stories come from Egyptian documents. So all these are in the Bible, but I found the Egyptian document source for them. And so, yeah, I easily say, yeah, I found them. So, but this video is not for that. Laid in a sepulchre for 3 days, body laid in a sepulchre, placed in a sepulchre. Okay, so, alright, they didn't plagiarize whitewashed sepulchre. The sepulchre, came in the sepulchre, entering the sepulchre. Where's the whitewashed sepulchre? In the sepulchre, fled, sepulchre. Let's go to Matthew. Matthew was all about fulfillments. Quickly, the sepulchre, see the sepulchre, made the sepulchre, therefore the sepulchre. And over against the sepulchre departed. I think it's 23. Because that's where he goes off on the Pharisees. Whited sepulchres. Yep, 23. Oh, I'm good. Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is writ within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! Jesus is going off. For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones, and of all uncleanness. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Amen. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Wherefore ye witness unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fill ye up then the measure of your fathers, ye serpents, ye generation of vipers. How can you escape the damnation of hell? That is an awesome chapter. You should read the whole thing. I'm way up at 34 now. So the whole thing is just, he goes off. It's like the author of this was just like, So, just incredible. So, yeah, whitewashed sepulchres, Mormons. That's what the church prophets are. By their fruits ye shall know them. You can't paint a fruit and masquerade it as the fruit of the seed. That's what the prophets are doing. They claim to be prophets. They claim to be seers. They claim to be revelators. They punished me for being a translator. Sorry, Mormons, the church is over. It has collapsed. It's dead inside. Not just spiritually dead. Corruption cannot continue. It has a collapsing trigger mechanism in the program. It's different for every corruption, but the church is done. It's over. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'll leave this up. I'll put some quotes in the description, because I can't do anything with the description, and I don't know if anybody's reading the descriptions or not, but oh well. Good night. We're gonna have a fun week, because Wednesday, after my birthday, and after the third quarter moon, with the day before the March equinox, the sign in the heavens of the church handing over authority to Jupiter takes place. So we'll see if the church caves and hands over the church to me, or if the coronavirus continues to shut down more of the church. One way or another, God's prophecies will be fulfilled. And that's what the Mormon church has failed to understand the whole time. Even though I know that they're purposely mocking the Book of Mormon and mocking the Bible prophecies, trying to make them happen. But that's how it works. That's how God works. Evil people fulfill the prophecies because they're evil, wanting to fulfill the prophecies to mock God. And then they always lose as the prophecy becomes fulfilled. It's a weird phenomenon, but it always happens.